Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yadi and this is Yadi Angel Art. So today I thought we'd try out some Arteza supplies. Arteza, if you didn't know about them, is this really cool art supply store, and they sell some nice quality art supplies for fairly cheap prices. This week I'm going to be trying out their acrylic colors that come in pouches, and I'm also going to be trying out their black canvases. So let's get started. So for these projects, I was hoping to play around with strict lines and textures, because acrylics are really good for textures. So I taped up the canvases first, and then I put a sketch on them, and I used an X-Acto knife to cut out the shapes that I wanted to paint on. For my very first piece, I wanted to use it as more of a practice piece, so I kept it relatively simple, and I went with two cats inspired by my two cats, Socks and Puddles. I also had to be really careful with using the knife on the tape. I didn't want to cut too deep down. These black canvases were a little bit thin. One of my favorite parts of this project was actually peeling the tape off of everything. It came off just like a sticker. Oh, so satisfying. So for coloring this piece, I decided to do sort of a day and night theme, and I thought Puddles is more of a day cat because he's very energetic, and Socks, that makes him more of like the night version of this because he's very calm and relaxed and he really just kind of wants to nap. I mean, like, don't we all? So I went with very dawn inspired colors that then blend into daytime colors for Puddles. For anyone who doesn't know about acrylics, it is a type of paint that has a relatively quick dry time if you use a little bit of it, and it's water soluble, but only when it's wet, so when it dries it becomes permanent. It's really great for getting layered looks because it tends to be very opaque, so in that way it can be a bit more forgiving than other paints like maybe watercolor. For Socks, I started off with a little bit of sunset and daytime colors, and I melded that into nighttime. I think I was also just looking for an excuse to keep using that pink paint because I really love the way it came out. For my next piece, I went with a sunflower. I was also trying to keep this one simple, and I think sunflowers for me have always been a fairly simple flower to attempt. I decided to go with the middle first, but because I put so much paint in the middle, it took a lot longer to dry. I think overall this project took me about 3 days, just including the drying time. For my final piece, I decided to invert what I had been doing so far and paint the whole canvas and just leave a small part of it black. So I went back to doing a cat because I couldn't resist. And I actually had a hard time choosing what colors to pick. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do like a full moon or if I wanted to do more of a galaxy kind of thing. But I really couldn't resist bringing back that pink. And oh, the pack came with a gold color that I was dying to try out. So I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna play with whatever colors I really like and feel like playing with. And that's how I got this kind of purplish pink gold sky. So overall, I really liked these materials from Arteza. The paints were super creamy and super opaque, and the thin layers dried super fast, but because of my technique, it did take the larger sections to dry longer. They also blended really well, and the colors have come out super saturated and beautiful. One thing I didn't totally love about these supplies was how thin the black canvases were, but I got a pretty large pack for a good price, so I can't be too mad about that. Overall, I definitely say these are really good supplies and you should totally check them out. This piece was one of the processes I was looking forward to the most, but I wish I had painted the purple first and then layered the pink and the gold on top of that, so that way I wouldn't have to paint around the pink. So I'll note that for next time. I think I just didn't plan it so well. I just really was excited to start painting. So the next day I was able to get back into the sunflower piece and finish it up. So this is how they came out. What did you guys think? For me personally, my favorite one was the one with the purple sky. I really like the way the colors were blended a little bit better. And I'll also include all of the supplies that I managed to get in the description box below. Thank you so much for sticking around up to this point. If you had fun with me today, please don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!